It's a warm welcome to you viewers on yet another episode of Crime Watch, a program brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, to inform you of our roles and operations. I'm your host, Tendekai Dandarasi. It's good to have you along. In light of the COVID-19 Level 2 pronouncement made by His Excellency President Emmerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa on the 1st of May 2020, the Zimbabwe Republic Police urges members of the public to comply with the provisions of Statutory Instrument 99 of 2020 and assist police and other security services personnel to ably maintain law and order. Since the 6th of May 2020, a total of 21,292 people have been arrested for various offences under the lockdown phase. Take note that the lockdown measures are meant to safeguard the health and safety of Zimbabwean citizens. Let us all be responsible citizens and join hands to fight COVID-19. Police continue to conduct roadblocks during the Level 2 COVID-19 response.
At the moment, we have deployed our police officers on roadblocks and they are firm on the ground. We are making awareness of those COVID-19 requirements and enforcing that each and every person who passes through the roadblock has the mask and at the same time the distance that is required, that the 1 meter distance, and at the same time people should not crowd within the vehicles that they are traveling in. Our roadblocks have been so effective to such an extent that those vehicles which are going into town without letters that show that they are doing some businesses in town, we had to turn them away. I look forward that people adhere to the guidelines of the COVID-19 so that at least they are not affected by the disease.
Since the opening of tobacco floors, police are deployed to ensure that the COVID-19 response guidelines like social distancing and wearing of masks are being maintained.
The police officers are here making sure that the guidelines that were given by the TIMB are followed to the dot. This includes the social distance for those who come to sell their tobacco here, and that they should also have face masks. The other thing that we are campaigning about is the card cloning issue, where farmers' income be taken away or be stolen from them through thieves who can use the modern technology to take away all their hard-earned earnings from farming. So this is why police officers are here, and at the same time the police officers provide security to the auction floors. We call upon those auction floors who have not engaged the police officers so that at least when they call upon the police officers to be deployed at their premises, they will have to patrol within the area to prevent crime. At the same time, when a crime is committed, the culprits are arrested there and there.
We are more than prepared to ensure that there is no spread between the farmers and the traders. We've put all the facilities in place as per the guidelines set out by TIMB, the tobacco merchant regulators. The isolation centers, the wash bays, the sanitization, and everything that is required as per that schedule we have complied with. Crime has been a major challenge over the years, but this year we are more than prepared. We have security from ZRP from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Based on the plant, and from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. we've got the patrol unit from Glenora Police Station that comes through to ensure that everyone is safe on the property. We also have a loss control department that is properly manned by experienced and qualified security personnel that provides 24-hour coverage on the property, so we feel very secure.
Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police has embarked on an exercise where all members are being tested for COVID-19. This is in line with the COVID-19 Level 2 response guidelines, where companies and organizations are required to test their employees in order to curb the spread of coronavirus. Whilst the nation is trying to fight the spread of COVID-19, it has been discovered that there are some people who are using people with COVID-19 symptoms to spread the virus among security officers by spitting on surfaces. The police would like to warn these people that the long arm of the law will catch up with them. We encourage members of the public to practice hygiene through sanitizing and regular washing of hands, observing social distancing, and also wear masks at all times. Crime Watch takes a short break. Join us in the second segment. Welcome to the second segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us. CID Drugs and Narcotics Harare arrested a man for unlawful dealing in dangerous drugs and seized 225 grams raw cocaine and 3.5 kgs cutting agent cocaine.
As CID Drugs and Narcotics, we can confirm that we've managed to make an arrest on an illegal drug peddler who deals in cocaine, and we've managed to seize about 225 grams of cocaine. The accused person has since been taken to court and he was remanded in custody. As CID Drugs, we are appealing to members of the public to come forth with information on illegal peddling or illegal dealing in drugs. Cocaine is a very dangerous drug. Its prevalence is very worrisome to the community. So as CID Drugs and Narcotics, we are appealing to members of the public to come through with information on drug dealing and drug abuse, such that to make more arrests. To all the illicit drug dealers out there, the net is closing in on you. We are coming after you. Be warned.
In another case, CID Drugs and Narcotics arrested an accused person who took advantage of the lockdown and started selling his Talix and brown clay at a residential place.
During the lockdown period, we received information to the effect that a certain lady in Warren Park was dealing in drugs. Acting upon the information, CID Drugs and Narcotics detectives raided the accused person's place and seized 26 cartons of his Talix, 15 boxes of brown clear, and subsequently arrested the accused person. The accused person's case is currently at court pending trial. We want to thank the members of the public for giving us such information, and we appeal to the public to continue giving us information for us to make more arrests pertaining to drugs.
Moving on, Zetherapy PPU Willowville arrested 4 people for stealing solar panels and solar lights at a local company in Harare.
2 police officers were deployed at the Zimbabwe Ark of Independence during the night, and at around 2000 hours they received a tip-off from a member of the public to the effect that there were people who were stealing solar panels along Joshua Ngolongomo Road, which is known as Airport Road. The 2 ambushed the area and managed to arrest 4 accused persons. The case was referred to Zetherapy Hatfield, and also the property owner, Premier Media, was advised, who came and collected the property. I do urge members of the public to advise police if they see anything which is amiss.
In light of the public transportation guidelines issued for the Level 2 COVID-19 response, the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe took time to share with the motorists on these guidelines.
The transport sector is key to the containment and prevention of the deadly novel virus COVID-19, as it is key for that particular expected and desired outcome, the recently gazetted statutory instrument 99 of 2020 demands that before transportation of passengers who have an essential service to offer is done, preconditions must be met. Number one, every bus in this particular category of transportation service must be disinfected at least twice daily. The disinfection of the buses at least twice daily must be done in the presence or by the supervision of a law enforcement officer, so that we make sure that the buses or the vehicles to be used for the transportation service are disinfected. Number two, every passenger who gets onto these buses, before they do so, must be temperature tested. It is incumbent upon the operator to have the gadget to test the temperature of every passenger. It's a precautionary measure. Prevention is the best cure. After that, every time they are boarding the particular bus, they must be sanitized, hand sanitized. Another additional is that everyone who's moving up and down Zimbabwe must be wearing a face mask, whether done at home, surgical mask, wherever you can get it. It's a low-hanging fruit. At least we are hinting on the key to prevent. Thereafter, social distancing must be maintained. Kugara madaranganwa 1 meter at least apart. You have to be meticulous in order to make sure that these preconditions are met. On the part of the passengers, passengers must demand that these preconditions are met and exercised on them. Operators must comply. So in the event that some operators who would want to save money by not procuring the required sanitizers, the required temperature testers, this is it. This is the solution. The solution lies in prevention. And prevention is the only medicine for the spread of COVID-19.
I've learned today that it is important for every bus operator in this time and going forward to disinfect the buses at least twice a day. This is one takeaway point that I've learned today.
Inini na conductor wangu, we make sure kuti tapinda vanhu 30 mubus. Vakagara 1 meter apart. We make sure kuti hatina kuita excess load. Tichitedzera mitemo yenyika yakatarwa na president wedu.
We take a short break. Join us in the third and final segment. Welcome to the third and final segment of Crime Watch. Following a tip-off, ZRP Luveve Blawayo arrested 3 accused persons in connection with unlawful entry and theft cases and recovered various property.
Police in Luveve received a tip-off from the members of the Country Park community that there was an accused person who had stolen some properties and dug in his garden and buried. Following the tip-off, police in Luveve rushed to the scene and they dug in the garden, as you can see, and recovered 3 batteries, blankets that were buried. Following the arrest of accused number 1, the community came up, assisted the police with vehicles so that they helped the police to recover properties from beds, gas tanks and all that. They transported that from where the property was sold, where the property was kept. They managed to collect all the properties. That led even to the arrest of accused number 2 and accused number 3. We urge the community to desist from buying properties from these criminals. It's a double loss. You lost your money, you lost the property you have bought. And we urge the community to come up, join forces with the police and form neighborhood watch committees to take care of your properties, to take care of your communities. It is our duty as the community to come together and protect our properties.
One of the complainants had this to say.
Satshontshelwa izinto eziningi sibile endlini lapha eCountry Park, into ezinjengabo generator enkulu 5 kV, ama-battery amakhulu, ama-solar, ingubo, ama-tools box, nokunye nje okuningi lama-inverter 24 volts, the 12 volts. Those things have been recovered by the police.
Police work was appreciated by one of the community leaders in Bulawayo.
Sa community leader we segment 14 tinofara nezvaitwa nemapurisa kurikava zvinhu zvanga zvibiwa namatsotsi.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police does not condone any form of domestic violence. However, police is concerned with false reports being made on various social media platforms alleging that there has been an increase in domestic violence cases. We spoke to the ZRP Victim Friendly Unit National Office on the actual trends of domestic violence cases.
We have seen that even during this period of the lockdown, problems of gender-based violence still persist. In other words, gender-based violence does not respect a lockdown. As usual, we have been experiencing quite a number of cases that are coming to the police where survivors are actually indicating that they have been violated during the lockdown. However, we have, as the police, we have seen that the number of cases that we are getting as compared to the same period last year, there has been a significant decrease. For example, if we look at issues related to domestic violence, if we compare the period 30 March 2019 with the same period this year, we have seen that last year we received about 1,853 cases of domestic violence. However, this year we have received about 613 during the same period. So we have seen a downward trend in the number of cases that have been brought to the attention of the police. However, we also appreciate that some of the survivors might have gone to other stakeholders that we work with in our referral pathway. That is acceptable because we encourage people to go to whoever is nearer to them. But we also hope that these other stakeholders will bring or help the survivors to come and make reports to the police so that we'll be able to follow up the cases and prosecute the offenders. Looking at domestic violence, we have seen that some of the cases are emanating from issues to do with communication within the home, some to do with use of resources, availability of resources, and some to do with use of technological gadgets, for example, cell phones, computers, televisions, and so forth and so forth. Our message as the police is that family members should learn to communicate, they should learn tolerance, they should learn how to relate better in a situation like we have. We appreciate this is unprecedented. We have never had such a situation. But at the same time, we want to encourage members of the community, members of the families, to be able to develop adaptive coping mechanisms that will help them to relate even after the lockdown. But having said that, if anyone is violated, even during this time of the lockdown or even after the lockdown, our officers are available, our police stations are open. People are encouraged to go and report. Even our officers that are manning the roadblocks, they have been given specific instructions to allow passage of survivors and their support persons who will be going to the police stations to make reports. So people should feel free to go and make reports.
Before we come to the end of this week's episode, we'd like to highlight some of the people on the police wanted list. ZRP Mvuru is looking for Stephen Tauzeni of Chitepo Village, Chief Negomo Mazoe, for a case of assault. Peter Manyandu, age 25, of house number 157, Ushewo Kunze, Harare, is being sought by Harare Central Police for a case of assault. ZRP Kwekwe Central is looking for Fidelis Muyambo, aged 46, whose last known address is number 6 West Road, Avundo, Harare, for a case of robbery. Anyone with information that may help in the location of these people, feel free to contact any nearest police station or contact us on the details appearing on your screen. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. The website address is www.zrp.gov.zw. Our email address feedback@zrp.gov.zw. We also have a Twitter handle, @PoliceZimbabwe, and a Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. To those who may have missed any of our programs, do not despair, as you can watch any of our episodes on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. This brings us to the end of this week's episode. It has been a pleasure having you along. From me, Tendekai Dandarasi, and the crew behind the scenes, enjoy the rest of your viewing and stay safe during this period.